Yes, everybody. Welcome into episode 82 of the Dumb Marks podcast. It's your boys, the favorite Saturday brunch bunch. The best four-man booth in the podcasting business, back at it again. Gentlemen, how we doing on this Easter weekend?
Let's go. I'm
Ready
good.
to eat.
I'm good.
You ready to eat? Yeah, I'm ready to eat too.
Ready to pause, eat, yeah. So this was brought to my attention. I saw this on Twitter and I caught it late, so I didn't have time to put it up to get feedback from the audience out there on the Twitterverse and other social media platforms. But I got a question for you guys, and if people are listening that do not live in the Pittsburgh area, respond to this and let us know. But so growing up, right, as a kid on Easter Sunday, you woke up. What's the first thing you did?
Spring hunt?
You hunted for
Go
Easter
for
eggs, right?
No,
No? Okay.
we're black. We don't do that shit.
All right. This is good. No, this is good. We're potting. This is good because this is where I want to go with this. Okay. So all right. So right now we already got a difference. Right? So you didn't hunt for Easter eggs. Chris, did you hunt for Easter eggs?
Hunt for Easter eggs, yes.
Okay. Did you hunt for your Easter basket itself?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Donald J
The
again.
Easter Bunny Easter Bunny broke into the house, hid the eggs, and hid the basket.
So apparently, what I saw, and this was a tweet that Andrew Filipponi put out from. He's a radio host here, local 93.7 The Fan here in Pittsburgh Sports Talk. He tweeted out that apparently Pittsburghers, kids growing up, he didn't know that like they not only hunted for Easter eggs but also hunted for their basket itself. The basket was hidden. So
I've never heard of that.
Jesus ain't down for this. What the hunt for your basket?
all right, so yeah, this
Came downstairs, nothing was on the table.
Exactly. Same here. Went downstairs, basket on the table. Voila.
Happy Easter.
So, but Jesus died for a fat white guy to break into your house and leave you gifts.
He was going for it.
So in my household, growing up as a kid, I hunted for Easter eggs and hunted for my Easter basket, right? Since my household is half and half, right? We got black and white. The Easter eggs were hidden, but the baskets were never hidden. And I never even thought of it until I read the tweet. And I'm like, wait a second. My kids never hunted for their basket. They just hunted for the eggs. Donald and Jay, you guys never did anything. It was just there out on the table, ready to go.
Did you get Easter baskets?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the eggs were in it and the candy was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just so hit us up on social media. Let us know, whatever, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, hit us up. Let us know, did you hunt for Easter eggs as a kid? And also, did you hunt for your Easter basket?
We have to bring that up, I think, on social media tomorrow.
Yeah. Like,
Good morning, Kenny. Did you ever have to hunt for your Easter eggs or your Easter basket?
And Kenny's a good test subject on this question because he doesn't live in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I did it with me. So wait, so just the Easter eggs or both the Easter eggs and the Easter basket?
It's usually a slight delay, so
Yeah.
All right, that's all right. We might break the black and white tie here because we're 2-2 right now. All right. So when he responds, if he responds, Kenny, let us know. Was it just the Easter eggs and the basket, or one without the other? Okay, just Easter eggs as a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
just okay.
yeah.
Okay. So maybe it was just maybe it is a black white thing. I don't know, but that's a very interesting,
White people like going hunting too, so I mean,
that's a very interesting sociology question to throw out there.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah, it is.
Because I never really thought of it, and then like I said, my house they did the eggs but not the basket. But when I was growing up, it was both. So,
I think I've been on an Easter egg hunt in school, maybe. Sometimes I work.
and who did you go to school with?
Well, those were lame back in the day in elementary school. We just went out in the big field back behind the school, and there was just eggs laying in the grass, and like,
just laying there.
Hard. Yeah,
that's not it. Where do you hide them at? In the house?
Oh, in the house? Oh, yeah, they're hitting all over, bro.
Yeah.
I thought you just hit them in the yard and y'all just go at it.
Nah,
okay.
You had to go into drawers, you know.
Oh no, that's go to the black household. You ain't going to
And then
what you going to my drawers for, boy?
So not only that, but the Easter eggs were filled with either like jelly beans or candy, or you had quarters. Quarters,
money,
or
dollars,
or a dollar.
Okay.
A dollar was the big one. Like, that was the big find. So yeah, but no, it just I just had to bring it up because I saw the tweet and I'm like, this is really fascinating, and I want to hear what people did. And considering the four of us grew up relatively close to each other in the same area, yet it was completely different. So
my sister does it for Gavin. That is right, because I pre-scour the area and steal the Reese's for myself. So
you're a terrible uncle. You're terrible. All right. So we got the sociology question out of the day here. It's good start here. I heard a rumor this week as far as the MCU is concerned, and it may just be just a rumor. But there was a poster behind it in an article as well. So again, take it for what it's worth, but there's a rumor to be that Ghost Rider will be coming to the MCU, and there is a big time actor lined up set to play him. So let's go around the board. Who is your guess as to who the actor is that will be playing Ghost Rider in the MCU?
Tyrese.
Can we have the guess?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum?
I say Tyrese.
I'll go with we were talking pretty about Sun, so I'll go what was his name? Charlie Hummel, Jack Steller?
No. Keanu Reeves is set to be playing Ghost Rider.
Interesting.
I'm here for it.
Is Keanu Reeves as Ghost Rider a step up or step down from Nicolas Cage playing Ghost Rider?
Oh, that's a huge step down.
That's a step down.
The actor
definitely a step up.
For those of you that tuned into the watch along last night, at the end of the show,
I don't remember how we got on that topic.
Because Con
Air was coming on.
So Con Air came on after AEW Rampage last night, and we got into a Nicolas Cage debate here as far as whether or not he's a good actor. Chris tends to believe that he is completely trash.
Yes,
as an actor.
For those that missed it, he is the worst actor of all time.
God,
man has
that might be Jennifer Lopez.
No range whatsoever.
So yeah,
Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. It's tremendous. All right. Anybody got anything else for the intro? That's all I saw movie entertainment wise. I have been watching Moon Knight, so I know you guys haven't started diving into it yet.
Next week I will.
Episode 3 was really good. I'm super excited for how they play out the last 3 episodes. And then we'll do a Marvel roundtable after Moon Knight goes off the air and break it all down and discuss it and go into it in depth. So, but yeah, if you're not watching it, tune into it. It's really good.
Cool.
Well, are we ready for the Batman?
I am
on Monday.
I am. I can't wait.
I'm gonna watch it, but
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm ready for it.
I'm not ready, but I'm gonna watch it. You know?
You're gonna watch it on Monday, or you're gonna wait a little bit?
I might watch it on Monday instead of Raw.
Ooh.
Yeah,
see which one's more trash.
Hey, we can talk about this one too in depth because I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
Not the movie itself, but also people were a little on the fence of Rob Pattinson actually playing Batman and whether or not he could pull it off. But I heard he did great. He did a great job, and Joker and
Riddler, Penguin.
Joker and what Catwoman. They pretty much steal the show in the movie, from what I was told. So,
what's the what for, Kenny?
You think Nicolas Cage is a terrible actor? I was just about that. I was going to point that out to you.
Yeah, I heard the reviews were good, but I heard the extremes too. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people loved it.
Yeah, I had people putting it at like number 2 on their list as far as Batman movies go.
Sounds like the way the Dark Knight trilogy was. Some people loved it, some people hated it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with an open mind. Not bad.
I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's definitely he got to be a step up over Ben Affleck. Like, he was just
Let's hope so.
I think him and Val Kilmer and probably Clooney are arguably the worst Batmans ever.
I like Affleck better than Bell. To me, Bell was the worst one.
See, so we got one right here that doesn't like the Dark Knight trilogy.
You got that that John Connor and Batman voice. Wanted to save.
Right.
And so Angela Baines voice more.
Tom Hardy was fantastic as Bane. All right. Anything else intro wise?
I got some snacks for Smash or Trash.
All right.
Let's kick it off with Cinnamon Toast Crunch is coming out with Cinnamon Toast Crunch rolls. So basically like cinnamon bun cereal.
Trash.
I'm a smash, but I don't think you can top the GOAT.
No, I agree.
It's not even the GOAT.
It's the GOAT of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There you go. You got that right.
Eggo has a couple new flavors coming out. 2 of them are Liege style, which are like kind of like French waffles. One is a strawberry one, and one is a buttery maple.
Trash.
I'll smash the maple. I'll trash the strawberry.
Eggo is also coming out with a couple new thick and fluffy ones. We got a strawberry cheesecake and a tiramisu.
Trash.
I was a thick and fluffy guy myself. I'll smash.
Dairy Queen has a couple new spring collections out. They have a Fruity Blast dip cone, a s'more shake, and a poolside punch Misty Slush.
Smash all 3.
Smash the punch. Trash or ass.
Okay. Coke recently had that. Was it like the space Coke out?
Starlight or Starbright. Whatever.
Yeah.
Bright.
Terrible.
Whatever.
So now they're coming out with Byte, BYTE, for its appearance in Fortnite. So this is a collection that the flavor of pixels to life.
Just stop reading. Just stop reading. Move on to the next one.
I don't even understand how this is supposed to what this is supposed to taste like.
Fortnite's in everything. It's trash. Just because you bought a Fortnite is trash.
All right. Ruffles has their double crunch chips, and they're coming out with a salt and vinegar double crunch.
Smash.
Smashing those.
Smash? But what is it? What is a double crunch?
Just like a crunchier Ruffle.
Oh, okay.
It's baked extra long.
Kit Kat is coming out with blueberry muffin flavored.
Trash. What are we doing?
I will say I tried their key lime one whenever that came out last summer. That was pretty
You're
good.
trash for trying their key lime one. Move on to the next one. It's terrible.
Hershey Kisses for the summer is coming out with a strawberry ice cream flavor.
Smash.
I'll try.
And for the trash of all trash, Kraft macaroni and cheese gummies.
Trash. Trash.
I'd try it.
You would.
And you left out the worst culprit of them all this week that I saw. And not only did I see it online, but I actually walked into my grocery store and saw it this week.
And didn't buy it.
Because you're lucky I didn't go like Michael Douglas falling down. And
I think we talked about that before.
Breaking cases open. Mountain Dew flaming hot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Doesn't need to be a flavor.
Is there a diet flavor
not? No.
No, I agree. Completely
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah, all these flavors on everything is getting out of hand now.
Mm-hmm. It's a brand synergy flavor for pop. Like, why?
I mean, Mountain Dew is trash to begin with, but now you're making it flaming hot.
Oh man, cancel this man.
That's a 3-to-1 take there.
Worst pop of all time.
Says who? The scientists? The doctors?
Worse than RC Cola?
I'll take RC Cola.
RC Cola is better than Mountain Dew.
Oh,
absolutely.
Blasphemous talk here, man. Gosh. Get me off this show.
Yeah. Talk about trash take up there.
I'll die on that hill.
I'll be firing the shots.
All right, with that being said, let's hop in the bell to bell. All right. Big announcements this week in the world of pro wrestling that are yet to come, but some have been leaked out. Before we get into the actual on-screen product this week, some of the things that were rumored to be. So Tony Khan's, we touched on this last night, but Tony Khan's big announcement, supposedly this coming Wednesday, is going to be a New Japan Pro Wrestling and All Elite Wrestling pay-per-view show that would be set to take place in Chicago. And according to Cage Side Seats this morning on their rumor roundup, it would take place on June 23rd. So, with that being said, your excitement level on the potential of an AEW New Japan show?
Excited on the potential for the show. The date, if that's the actual date, that's a weird date to be on a Thursday for a pay-per-view.
If there's food, I'm there. That was my response to those two.
So we saw New Japan and ROH sell out the Garden a couple years ago, right? If they're doing this pay-per-view and they're doing it in Chicago, do you do it at the United Center?
Yeah. They can sell out for CM Punk, then yeah.
Yes.
If not this pay-per-view, this combo pay-per-view, when do you see AEW doing an open stadium show?
I mean, they technically did for Stadium Stampede.
You had to be that guy, right?
I think they
Honestly,
could
I
do it
don't
for this
know.
show.
Yeah.
I think they could do it for this show.
This one, I think
if they go to Soldier Field.
If they go to Soldier Field for this show, do you think that they could maybe not sell out Soldier Field, but you think you can get 60, 70,000 people in Soldier Field for this show? I think you could.
I do. I really do. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Given it's a history making, event, people want to be there because they're a part of history.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting New Japan, you're getting AEW, depending on the matchups. We ran through, we fantasy booked some last night. But I think you could draw it and do it.
If you do, you got to bring out all the heavy hitters from New Japan.
Yeah.
That's a must.
It just can't be like.
I think they're going to be there regardless, whether or not they do it in the United Center or they, surprise everybody and announce a stadium show. But I think you're going to see Okada. I think you're going to see Tanahashi. I think you're going to see Naito. Like, you're going to get the best of the best over here to go, whether it's, would they trademarked or they applied for a trademark a couple of years ago? What was that pay-per-view? Not Worlds Collide, but would they put out there AEW? You remember?
I don't remember.
But you can have that.
I remember when they did Battle of the Belts, and that took them forever even to use that. But
Yeah, but you could have the back when Worlds Collide esque back back in the, what was that, 92, whenever that was in the Coliseum.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it would be interesting.
You'll have ROH. You could have ROH rolled into that too. So you could have
Mm-hmm.
ROH, AEW, New Japan,
stadium
show, Soldier Field, first time ever. Like I think you would get.
I think you would
get 60,000-70,000 people there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, doing it on a Thursday makes zero sense, which is scheduled. Scheduled to be now. But
if that was a Saturday show, wholeheartedly, yes. In the summertime, Chicago, yes.
And it's central. Kind of why they did All In from Chicago. It's central, so make travel easier for everybody.
Right. So yeah, so we got that this week. Also, WWE announced first time in 30 years they'll be heading back over to the UK for a pay-per-view. 59,000 people pre-registered for tickets in 24 hours. That was a record. Thoughts on WWE going back across the pond for the first time in 30 years?
About time.
Long overdue.
Way overdue.
That crowd's going to go crazy for that event.
Anytime WWE's over there, they go crazy.
Yep.
Takeovers, just a regular touring over there.
Yeah, and it's rumored to be in September on a Saturday. I think it's September 3rd.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they had Drew McIntyre over there promoting it, I guess. Some pictures have started to come out and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, the fact that they haven't gone back since they did Wembley is crazy in my eyes. Like, that SummerSlam is still so vivid in my mind. Watching that as a kid, seeing that stadium the way it was. Obviously, you had Brett and Bulldog.
He says, about damn time I have some friends that live out there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I wonder what do we get a Goldberg match in the UK? Do we like what
the Saudi Prince isn't paying for this one?
Hey, I mean,
what legends are coming back for this pay-per-view?
Everybody loves the legends except for us. America hates the legends.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll necessarily be the same thing as what what's going on in Saudi, but
if that one is permanent, or Saudi's permanent, right?
Yeah, with all the money, that's 10 years worth, I believe they signed the deal for.
I'd still rotate another one a year, like whatever that UK one is going to be, rotate it to a different country.
So like Australia, when they did that one super show one time.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. So yeah, those were the two big time announcements. One officially announced, the other one is rumored to be announced. So we'll see this coming Wednesday. I will be in attendance this Wednesday for Dynamite here in the Berg. Super excited for the card. It should be a really good show.
I'm gonna go extra loud from home so you can hear me.
I'll FaceTime Jason so he can hear actual crowd noise and not piped in crowd noise. So with that being said, let's get into some of the hits and misses from this week in pro wrestling. We touched on some of the stuff from AEW last night, between Wednesday night and then Rampage last night. Obviously tonight we have Battle of the Belts, night 3 of championship week for them. You have Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose main eventing, Sammy Guevara and Scorpio Sky, and then ROH's champion Jonathan Gresham, who is newly signed to AEW, will be taking on Dalton Castle. Before we rewind and hit the week that was, initial thoughts on tonight's show. What are you looking forward to, and do you expect any title changes?
It's a good card, but I expect no title changes. Yeah,
me neither.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to Peacock.
I can't wait to see.
I can't wait to see it too.
Yeah.
He was on the pre-show for the last event, so I'm glad that he's actually getting some spotlight on.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
He has a new shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com, and it is absolutely fantastic. So if you're a Dalton Castle fan, head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees, pick up his new shirt, and then stop at our store and grab one of our shirts. We appreciate it. Shameless plug there. So yeah, no, I think tonight's show will be good. It'll be another fast-hitting hour of action, right? Nonstop, good show, easy watch. So with Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose main eventing tonight, and the week that was, what I saw on my timeline, this whole narrative of, AEW doesn't book their women's division properly, or they don't do their women justice. I just don't get it. Like, I don't know what more you want from them on a weekly basis. They have multiple storylines going. They have the women's Owen Hart Memorial Tournament that they're showcasing. You're getting Nyla Rose and Thunder Rosa main eventing the last night of Battle of the Belts of their championship week. Like, what else do you want besides 4 women's matches on Dynamite every week?
I don't know. I think this week is a good example of what they can do. And I don't have any complaints.
Me neither.
With what they did for the women's division this week.
No, not at all.
I agree with your whole take.
And if you compare it to WWE's booking of their women's division this week, like where's the hate at for them? Why aren't you calling them out for how they're booking their women's division? You're getting the same repeat matches all the time. We saw leading up to Mania, you saw the tag teams get together, right, for the women's tag match at Mania. You had that. You got new champs. And then since then, you've seen some iteration of Sasha, Liv, Naomi, Rhea.
Yep.
Every single week since then. And they're supposedly having the match next week. And the reason why they didn't have it 2 weeks ago, rumor is that Rhea had COVID.
And you got them on both Raw and SmackDown.
So, like, where's the hate at for how they're booking their women's division? Give me another storyline that WWE women are doing right now.
Except the retread of Ronda and Charlotte, which is terrible.
Bianca Sonya.
That's something different.
Something different, yeah.
I'm for that. I am.
Morning, Dave.
Morning.
I know a person that's watching that's not for that angle. He tweeted out Sonya's attacked more dot in the rest of that tweet and said never mind. So Kenny, I know you're not into the whole Sonya Deville but all joking aside, I mean, yeah, it's new, it's fresh, like it's Sonya abusing her power. Like I'm cool with that, right? So, but I mean, you could be doing where's Alexa Bliss had her wedding, so she's been off. Carmella's off. Who knows when she's gonna come back because her and Graves just got married. But where's Doudrop been?
Question.
Right?
Where's
Xia Li been? Right?
Yep.
When are you gonna bring Asuka back?
Bailey. Where's Aaliyah at? Remember, she was drafted and had time, doing promos and vignettes and stuff.
You're pushing Lacey Evans and Raquel right now.
I don't
need the promo.
We can get into the Lacey Evans promo because I saw a lot of other side of the coin points, which could be argued here based off of what they've done so far. But I mean, like, where's the hate at there? Like, I just don't get it, you're gonna call out one, you got to call them all out. And unless I feel like unless a promotion puts on an entire show of just women's wrestling, nobody's going to be happy with what they do.
No.
Sure.
No.
What people online live for, just to bitch about something.
I mean, I get, could stories always be better? Yeah, that's what we're here to do, to banter about what could be better and everything else, and give our hot takes for whatever they're worth on what we think should be better or worse, or what we would change if we were doing it ourselves. But I mean, I just don't get the constant bashing of the AEW women's division is just mind-boggling to me, considering that they're a 3-year-old company. They filled out their roster really well. It's super deep if you go down the line and actually list and read off the names. So, like, what more do you want?
A whole show of Dynamite with them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
We'll take silence as being golden there. We'll move on to something else. So I'm sure we'll get hate for that, but I'm just saying, like,
leave some comments. Let us know what you want.
Yeah, I mean, the other take was the whole Ring of Honor is just AEW light and it'll never be Ring of Honor again. Well, what did you like? What did you want?
Streamer guy.
Yeah, I mean, you have an ROH original holding the television championship. He just won it Wednesday night. He's feuding with another ROH original with Jay Lethal. You have Wheeler Yuta, who started out in ROH as your pure champion. And you're having Gresham and Dalton Castle, 2 ROH guys, on a big-time show tonight. So, like, would you expect them to just re-sign the Ring of Honor roster and just roll it out there and go Ring of Honor 2.0 with the same people? Like,
because the Briscoes ain't there.
Yeah, the Briscoes ain't there.
Why aren't they mad at Sinclair for firing everybody? Sinclair let everybody out of their contract. Why aren't they mad at them for doing that?
Silas Young ain't there. It's not real.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah, I mean, give it time to see what it was. Like that, the ROH Supercard of Honor, we talked about it. It was an ROH show.
Yeah.
There was a lot of ROH talent on there.
Let the shit play out.
Yeah.
One show.
There's no TV deal yet. There's no next pay-per-view for them yet. Mm-hmm. Just like gotta give it time to see how they develop it.
Ink is still fresh.
Yeah.
And Tony said this week that he is, in the works and discussing TV deals and that.
This says I'll take a ROH light over a dead Ring of Honor any day.
So yeah, like we said, it's not, you can't just buy a company and slap it and throw it on TV right away. Those things take time. Like it's the major negotiations that need to go on with that. Like
WWE tried that with WCW and it failed very quickly.
So yeah, just pause and give it some time. All right. We'll see. If we have Dan Lambert showing up in ROH, then we have something to bitch about. But until that day comes, let's just wait and see what happens. Okay. All right.
What I saw at Supercard of Honor, I enjoyed. I thought if this is the direction they're going to go with it, kind of keep it like original Ring of Honor-ish, cool. And I haven't hated any move that they've done so far.
No, if I have Jericho and Excalibur calling Ring of Honor matches instead of Riccaboni and Caprice, then yeah, okay, we got something to bitch about. But like, I'm so over that take.
Again, all right, so bitch about something.
So let's get into the action this week. Since we're with AEW, we talked about Dynamite last night as well as Rampage, so not too much else that we can touch on there. If you want to hear what we talked about, go back and watch the watch along from last night. Thanks again to Dave for coming on and chopping it up with your boys for an hour. Enjoyed that as always. So let's head on over to the Fed this week and get into Raw and SmackDown. Well, since we were just talking about women and women's division and everything, let's just jump right into the Lacey Evans promo from last night. 2 questions. Are you buying Lacey Evans as a babyface based off of what they've done so far? And 2, do you think they're exploiting her real life story in a negative way to get her over as a babyface?
I don't.
Because she's been in this role before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not to this extent.
Yeah, not to this extent, but she played up the military background when she turned face.
When she was like in NXT, she was like that. She was half military, half Southern Belle. And then they brought her up to the main roster and it was all Southern Belle. And so now she's kind of going back to the military focus. We talked on the show before. We enjoy characters when they're more themselves. And the 2 promos she's done, I've been more invested in this Lacey Evans than what I was when she was just the Southern Belle on Raw.
Do you think her wearing the outfit that she's wearing exploits the story in a negative way? Because I saw this take a lot online based off of her gear with the, I guess you could call it the sexiness to it.
You're going to sexy everything up as a female wrestler.
Like, I got no problem with what she's wearing. Like, I don't, just because she's wearing one thing, that doesn't mean that I'm not listening to what she's saying.
No.
For me, at least.
I'm okay with what she's saying. I'm okay for what she's wearing. I just want to see what they do with the ball after, once she debuts again. What they're going to do. Are they going to run it high, or are they going to just drive it into the ground? With typical women's creative, with them. What are they going to do with it? It's going one or 2 ways.
Because
and with the way that they're doing with the women and all that stuff now, it looks like they're going to drive it into the ground. We're
already getting the unification of, we already did the main titles, we're getting the tag titles next, so women's are probably going to come at some point. So what are you going to do to keep the women's storylines interesting as for like a hunt for the title?
Yeah, I want to see I want to see her in the ring, because I want to see how she wrestles now. Because, wrestling as a true babyface, a la Cena, Make-A-Wish leader, like your true all-American babyface that she's being presented as with this story and her background and everything else, which is fine. Lean into that. That's what she's gone through in her life. How is she going to turn, like you said, how is she going to turn that into in-ring performance?
Because her style before was so focused on that Southern Belle style, where she would dab herself in the match and different things like that.
But if you look at it from a SmackDown perspective only, because we've seen her on SmackDown, and we yet to know if they're going to combine the brands and the brand split. There's really only one true heel on SmackDown, and that's Charlotte Flair. And we know if them two get in the ring together, the first thought everybody's going to have is going to go back to that shit story that was told before she left with Flair and her dad and everything else.
Where's Natty and Shayna?
Would you ever go up with Shayna first?
No, I'm saying, where's Natty and Shayna?
Well, Natty was in NXT this week.
She's back on SmackDown on Friday.
So, but those two are still being presented as a tag team, though, right?
True.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you got to have them as a tag team because Sasha and Naomi are your babyface champs. So,
and they were talking noise about Raquel, when they were in the locker room.
And they'll probably pair her with Shotzi or somebody.
Who? Another who?
Yeah, another one that hasn't been around anywhere. From rumor is that that creative has nothing for Shotzi. So,
there you go.
So if they don't come up with something soon, next round of cuts, she'll be gone probably.
She still has that unfinished feud with Flair.
Lacey does?
Yeah.
But will they reference that since they're kind of going a different direction?
WWE likes you to think that once it's happened, you got the Men in Black blip forgotten, never took place. So you can't call back to any of that old footage or any because the story was completely reversed of what you're given with Lacey now. So
and they're not going to put Flair on TV, any flashbacks of him or anything. So
we don't need that. So
yeah.
So it's going to be real interesting for her once they roll her out to see who she's going to feud with first and how she goes, because I don't see any other true heel on the SmackDown roster for her to get in there with as a babyface to make her elevate up as a babyface, continue to build to when she does challenge for a title down the road. So we'll see. It'll be interesting, but all right. SmackDown promo wise last night, we can get into the opening of the show as well. It's a great thing when Randy Orton's invested, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like the different ever since I heard him on Pat McAfee's show say, you can go back through my career and look to see whenever I just mailed it in. I went out there and did my spots to get through to give the people what they wanted, played my greatest hits. But when I'm interested and I'm having fun like I am now, it's a completely different person. And
a lot like Brock in that aspect.
Same.
Does this lead to anything else besides the Usos holding the unified titles just like Roman? I mean, is there any doubt that RK Bro can win these and be the unified champs?
The breakup got to start somewhere. So it's coming soon. Is
it coming soon?
I don't know.
We've been expecting it for how long now?
The fans are just eating it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I draw it like New Day. I draw it out for as long as you can and then turn.
I guess it's where's the storyline? Is the storyline with the Usos becoming the unified tag champs, or is the storyline with the Usos not winning them and dropping the belts?
I think it's better if they win. You could do more off of that.
Yeah.
So too. What are they going to do? Just
if they lose, then the only story that you tell if they lose is the breakup of the bloodline. And to me, that's your hottest angle / gimmick.
I don't think if they lose you get the breakup of them.
What else are they going to do if they lose?
And they're still Roman's henchmen.
But he's not going to want losers around him. He's in God mode. He's head of the table. He's a unified champion. You think he's going to want two schlubs around him that can't get the job done?
So,
would a Mafia Don want two henchmen that can't get the job done? If I tell you, hey, you got to go out and do this hit and you fail on the hit, am I going to want you around? No, I'm going to get rid of you.
No. I think even if they win, all it's going to be is them just holding the titles behind him every week. That's it. There's not going to be any other storyline other than that.
I'm okay with it. I mean, they can hold all the titles.
I'm okay with them winning them.
I think it's best if they win.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to process things in my mind, but yeah.
It fits the story better.
Yeah, I don't mind that I got to do it myself, Roman, but I'd rather them be all God mode bloodline.
Yeah, was Undisputed Era better whenever all four of them held the gold, or whenever it was just Cole holding the NXT title?
Yeah, they all held it.
That's the way I'm looking at it. Like, I'd rather them hold all the gold and then you can play off of it in more ways than them not having the titles.
I mean, Usos have proven their legacy to this point. There's no doubt about that, but making them the unified champions just solidifies it even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, 1,000%. One thing that I saw last night, which I'm gonna give kudos and props to the man himself for getting dealt the cards that he was and delivering to the best of his abilities, but I'm gonna shit on it because he's a hell of a worker and can do way more in the ring. Drew Gulak. Like tremendous kudos all the way around for everything he did last night. But like, why? The man can wrestle. He can go.
He can.
Like, why do you have to do like I don't understand. Somebody please make it make sense to me because I don't understand it.
I didn't understand it either.
And I enjoyed everything that was on camera. Like I loved the interaction. I loved the interview. I loved everything that Charlotte did. Like I said, kudos to everybody around. But like
just the fact that it was Gulak.
Yeah, just the fact that it was Gulak, man. Like it's frustrating.
If you had him,
good. I get it, you're doing something. You're getting screen time, but I do want to see him in the ring.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, if he was doing that with, I don't know, like Nakamura, we'll just say, like it'd be like, okay, you're gonna get a match between the two. But him doing that with Flair, it's like, okay, where's this going? Like, what's this doing for Gulak?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, maybe maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment and I should let it play out like we just got done saying, but it's frustrating because you know how good he is in the ring. And we haven't seen him in the ring in how long? Like he was chasing the 24/7 title for a year. Like the last time he was in the ring, he was giving PowerPoint presentations. Like, and those were tremendous.
He's your trainer on 2K. He's your coach.
Yeah, he's your tutorial coach.
So yeah, I just I wish there was something else for him. But again, it's an opportunity, and he made the most of his minutes, which is as a talent. That's all you can do once you get on screen, right?
Speaking of talent like that, before SmackDown, they had LA Knight or LA Day, whatever they're going to call him, managing Mace. So there was a rumor that they were thinking about bringing him up as a manager, and it looks like they're testing it at least out. But is that all you do with him?
This is my fear for LA Knight. Cyrus. Don Callis.
Yeah.
Don Callis was a very good wrestler. Never got a match in WWE because of how good he was on the microphone. Vince plugged him into that role, and that was it for him. Never was able to get out of it.
And did the same in ECW after.
So my fear for LA Knight is that he's going to be in that Cyrus role where Vince sees him nothing more than a mouthpiece and a promo guy because of how good he is on a stick. And he's going to let everybody else around him wrestle.
I hope he's going to be the white MVP. Pull double duty.
Okay.
Get into a tag match when you need to,
I mean, there's nothing wrong if that's where they keep him. He can make a very good living if that's what he wants to embrace. Whether it's manager, announcer afterwards, whatever. Like, he can have longevity because the guy can't talk. There's no doubt about that.
Now, did they say if Mace was a heel or a face?
I didn't hear.
Okay.
So pictures that just showed up that he was in he was in a suit.
Yeah.
And that, and I believe LA, whenever he was talking, there were reports that he alluded to the potential faction name, and it was like Night Model Management or something along those lines. So I don't want it to be like the
Robert Stone brand.
Yeah, I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
I don't need that, but I hope they actually let him wrestle on the main roster. He's more than just a promo guy.
Yeah,
agreed.
So
change it up. Let him wrestle with an open mic.
Like Booker T did when he walked into the ring. Oh, Booker T with a kick to the gut. Booker T with a punch to the face. One of the greatest moments in pro wrestling history.
Jerry Lawler used to do that too.
So Booker T with a clothesline, bam, he's down on the ground. Oh yeah,
switch it up, something.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's my fear. After seeing those pictures and last night, that's my fear. I immediately thought of, okay, he's going to be Cyrus. He's going to be Don Callis, where he's not going to wrestle, and he's just going to be a manager until he's fed up and leaves.
I wish they gave him something that was somebody that was worth elevating instead of Mace.
If you would have did this with T-Bar instead of Mace, because Dijakovic can go, I'd be more on board.
Mm-hmm.
I would be more on board.
Yeah. I'll wait and see how it turns out.
So yeah.
When
anything else from SmackDown last night?
Yeah. When is the New Day, Sheamus, and Butch thing ending? Because it's.
You didn't enjoy it last night?
I like the little brawl, but I'm like, man, this is like what, month number 5? Them going at it.
No. I think he's gonna be out for a few months, so gotta let it play out, man.
I was entertained with the Three Stooges vibe I got from Butch, Ridge, and Sheamus last night. Mm-hmm. Like that's WWE family entertainment right there. Mm-hmm. I lost Butch. What do you mean, fella? He's not a set of car keys. Like that's the family oriented WWE entertainment. But I was entertained by those three, and that's what I immediately thought of. That they're the Three Stooges.
Were you offended by the Rabbit Wolverine?
Me personally, no, I wasn't.
Okay, I picked up on it, but nah, it didn't. Okay,
it didn't. Yeah, that wasn't my first thought.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, this audience doesn't know who that is.
No.
You're going to get the lifers that do, but the young ones have no clue.
All right, so let's bounce on over to Raw, and then we'll hit NXT. Anything from Monday night that you want to talk about and get into? We touched on Sonya attacking Bianca, which I thought was well done. I know people weren't happy with it, but it's a new feud. It's fresh. Yes. I'm okay with it.
I just hate knowing wrestling when you get to cut to the camera to the screen from the back.
The attack from behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what's coming. I'm like,
Yeah. But from that, anything else Monday night?
What's a rabbit Wolverine?
New animal, kids.
Happy Easter.
It's been so long I can't even remember what happened on Raw.
So you had the thread with the Usos and that.
Definitely.
Cody Miz,
Seth.
Did you enjoy Cody Miz? The first half, not the match, but the in ring.
The promo.
Promo to set the promo to set up the match that was already announced the week before, so we knew it was happening anyways. That bullshit. This is why you don't announce. I'm not going on that tangent today. I refuse to.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
No, I like the here to wrestle the best pro wrestlers and superstars. You don't say the banned word.
Yeah,
not pro wrestlers. We're superstars here.
And then titles and belts.
The titles and belts.
Yeah. So that's the AEW shot. Playing up without calling out AEW directly.
I just need the more intense Miz, the more vitriol or go at you Miz, instead of being like the overlooked Miz.
He's the fodder because it's Cody and Seth continuing the feud. Mm-hmm. So why have Miz be the guy?
No.
There's a very passionate person out there that I was in the watch along with, on Knuckleheads with Kenny and Toe. Toe went to a nice little rant about putting respect on Miz's name, and I was getting him riled up because I was throwing the other side of the coin out there to him, and it was just getting him more riled up. He told me I need to do better. He said, "Dumb Mark, you need to do better than that. Come on now."
I came in towards the end. Did he bring the camera in? Did he do the close up?
I don't remember if he did the close up or not. But he put out a nice little 2-3 minute video of him saying I'm not emotional, but it was him. So shout out to Toe. If I'm getting a Cody Miz feud, great. Let me run with a Cody Miz feud.
Okay.
But don't use Miz as the leapfrog to keep Cody and Seth going.
Yeah.
Miz is above that. Miz doesn't need that, because then it's like, all right, what purpose does it serve? It doesn't serve anything.
And then the dark match after SmackDown last night was Cody Seth. Yeah. It's like they're gonna be giving that to audiences, apparently, building up to it
for free.
You got to work it out.
So I can deal with Cody Miz having a feud. That would be one that I would be interested in.
And they're friends, so they're going to be able to go in the ring together.
So would you circle back after him and Seth?
I would, but I feel like it's not that it's tainted already, but it's like
a step down.
Yeah, because you
go back. Yeah,
you gave it to me in a throwaway.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's something that should be a nice feud to build to a Money in the Bank match or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, don't just give it to me
on the mic.
Yeah, don't just give it to me in a throwaway, 2 weeks after Mania, because you need a match to fill time to build to Seth and Cody. Like, if we're getting Seth and Cody, which we all thought they were going to run it back at Backlash anyways, then have them do something else. Don't use Miz in that spot. It's the same argument I made for Gulak. I loved what he did. I enjoyed the match, but why are you doing it for him? Like, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
If it's not building, don't use it. Don't build it.
So and I think that's the problem. And if we are getting the end of the brand split, then hopefully some of those type of issues go away, because you'll have both rosters to do both shows, so you can have longer stories. It's not just we got to have a match because it's 3 hours of Raw and we need matches.
So when did they do the draft? That was back in fall.
August, September-ish, I think, maybe October, right before Saudi.
If you're doing a branch, if they're going back to one, do you wait the whole year?
No.
Just to let everybody
not with these unifications. Like, I think you're going to get
just end
it off.
Yeah, and I don't need no formal announcement to end it. Like, just because they're not going to give a formal announcement anyways. They'll just blend everybody together, and that'll be how we know that it's over with.
Because if you're having Cody and Seth wrestle after SmackDown, you're almost making it right there. That you're just blending the rosters together. Yeah, they weren't on the show, but
it's
like, what are you having them travel for? Yeah,
travel for. Mm-hmm.
Anything else from Raw?
Backlash so far. Like the projected card, are you interested? I mean, as for now, you're not getting the rematches except for one.
You got Seth and Cody.
Okay, two rematches.
Charlotte Ronda,
the Usos, RK Bro, Sonya, Bianca. I'm not mad at that card so far.
Yeah.
Maybe can we get an IC or a US title defense on an actual pay-per-view?
What belts are those?
Or have them two face off to unify those. And
that would be a great match. And that would be
it would be a great match.
Yeah.
It'll happen on the pre-show, but it'll be a great match.
No, they'll have it on the SmackDown before.
Yeah. WrestleMania Backlash SmackDown.
But nah, yeah, I mean, have that be the case. You know what I mean? If we are going to unify all these belts, then there's no point in having a U.S. and an Intercontinental Champion.
Oh yeah, one thing back to Raw when AJ was fighting Damian Priest, he rolled out the ring and the scene turned black, and that was the end of the end of the match.
I didn't mind what happened. I just mind that it went to commercial and then it was gone. I was like,
but
okay,
no reference, no nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and here's the thing: if you were, I think it would have played out better if you've been building to Edge recruiting Priest, and he's not already in with Edge.
Okay.
You know, a la like the Undertaker back in the day with the Ministry of Darkness, where they would carry the person away, and then you know, a week or two later they come out as part of the ministry, right? So if you're building to recruiting Priest, and you keep shining the light on him, and finally he breaks down and drops to a knee and acknowledges the light like he did, and you go to break and you come back, and then it's like, what the hell happened? We don't. And then we find out next week, Edge comes out, lights, Priest is like, that would have played out better. But I already know Priest is part of the group.
Yeah.
He came out at Mania. Like, they announced it the following night on Raw. Like, I already know. So what's the point of him acknowledging or dropping down to a knee when the purple light's on him?
Can we change the purple light though? We go to red.
Makes no sense.
You gave the ending, and then now you want to give the backstory.
Yeah, I read the last 3 pages of the book. Now I'm going to go back and start at chapter 1. Makes no, like, I already know the ending. It makes no sense.
Like, they could do this with, if Rhea is actually going to be on her way to this group, they could do that with her. Like, they could recruit her. And
but you had no strife between her and Liv last night. They were happy-go-lucky friends again. Like, we're going for the belts.
I'm hoping they both go.
I wouldn't mind that. I think they could both fit.
Yeah. I just
but that'll keep them in a tag team.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the tag team right now, though.
I am too.
Yeah.
That's the production thing where that made, like, what the hell are we doing?
But it's WWE, so you know in 2 weeks they're going to break up for no reason whatsoever.
But AEW had those issues this week on Dynamite with those production stuff. Like, you had at the end of the tag match, you had FTR come out and raise up the belts, and then they just went to commercial break, or they cut away from it and went to a backstage interview. And I'm like, well, why'd you have them walk out and just raise up the belt? Like, what the hell is that? What
Did they have a match afterwards?
No, nothing. Their music hit. Their music hit. They walked out. They raised both belts. They showed Jungle Boy looking at him, and then they showed Bobby Fish and Red Dragon getting into it with FTR, and then they immediately cut to a backstage interview. It's like, why'd you even have them come out on the stage in the first place?
We've talked about that with them before. They don't let shit breathe on AEW. It's just like it's bam, 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 bam. It's like some things you got to let that segment happen and got to have that moment and then move on.
But it's the same parallel for Priest with AJ. It's just like, all right, well, instead of ending it and going to a backstage, we just ended it and went to commercial and then came back and it was like,
it was nothing.
Happened. And it was like, so what? Does that mean FTR is challenging Red Dragon, or FTR is challenging Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus? Like, what?
It's triple threat.
Yeah, like, I have no idea what's happening right
for
now.
all the titles. All the titles.
Everybody's champ.
So yeah, anything else from Raw?
No.
NXT Tuesday night.
The only thing I saw was Natty. That was all I saw in NXT.
Okay.
Jay, I know you had a question regarding the creeds.
Yeah, I've seen online and it was split. You either for them winning or for them losing. It was like the people were bitching about either way. I wanted to ask your opinion. How did it play out?
Well, I went on Twitter back and forth with somebody over this. because they went on a huge rant about how they've ruined the creeds and they've completely destroyed them because you didn't have them win at Stand and Deliver, and then you have them set up to win in the gauntlet match, and you let Pretty Deadly win, and you're just burying them, and you're slapping your audience in the face by not having them win and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, wait a second. What did the gauntlet match do for the creeds?
If you got that from that whole series,
it's literally what the rant was. So
you're looking at wrestling wrong.
What did the gauntlet match do for the creeds? They came in at number 1 overall. Yeah. They ran through the entire gauntlet. It made them baby faces.
Yeah.
1,000% baby faces.
And over.
So
you're just anticipating to win more now.
If you have them go through the entire match and be built and established as baby faces through the match, to have them lose to the new heel duo that you brought in, then it was the right call. The chase is better than the babyface champ.
Yeah.
Let them chase Pretty Deadly. Let Pretty Deadly continue to do slimy, smarmy heel stuff that causes them to keep the titles, and just add on and add on and add on. So whenever they do decide to give it to the creeds, the pop is going to be 2 or 3 times what it would have been on Tuesday night.
And I think this is a situation where the fans turned the creeds face.
They did, based off of what they went through in that match.
I mean, I think weeks before they turned them a while ago.
But Tuesday night was the
defining moment,
the exclamation point, right?
Yeah.
It was the exclamation point for them being baby faces. The way that match was set up, what they went through, what they overcame to only get to the final team and lose it at the end. And then you get the shot of them two embracing each other in the ring, sitting on the mat together. Like, yeah, they're your top babyface team right now. You have heels. You have heels as champions. You have the top babyface team to chase them. Mission accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the hate as to why they did them wrong. Like, no, they did them a service. Like, now you know where they're at and what's next for them to do. Like you said, if you're looking at it from that perspective, I don't necessarily think you're understanding the purpose of what they're doing. Bully Ray and Stone Cold talked about this on the Broken Skull sessions I watched yesterday. It's really good watch. Go on Peacock, watch it, because it's two really good minds talking the basics of pro wrestling. And it's, as Bully Ray says, it's pro wrestling 101. It's a heel and a babyface. Heels get heat, so the baby faces get cheered. That's what pro wrestling is. In its simplest form. One done correctly. And that's what you got on Tuesday night. So why I hate the formula that's worked for 70 years that this sport has been around.
My only issue was Delgado
being the first one to lose.
I'm glad they were the first one, because it let that sting wear out as the matches went on. But
I forgot the way they set it up and how it played out. By the time the match was over,
you forgot.
I had forgotten that they were the first tag team to lose.
Yeah.
So again, mission accomplished, because I wanted them to win it. I'm, huge Legado fan.
My other question was, how did you like how Solo and Grimes played out?
It's an odd pairing to have them two. Be paired up to go, and I guess you're gonna get a tag team match with them two against Trick and Carmelo. I enjoyed the match. I liked the match. it just feels odd. Like to me, Trick does nothing for me.
No, he's just
and like he looks terrible when he's in there. When he was in there for the beatdown, the punches and kicks, like it's not believable, dude.
You can't wear legit dress shoes in a wrestling ring. The Rock showed you that. It was slipping all over the place.
No, he showed you how to do it.
and I know the timeline for NXT on Tuesday night. You can't say nothing bad about Trick because they love Trick and Mello. It's like no, Mello's the guy. Trick is not good. Mello doesn't need it.
I don't mind Trick talking because I don't care for Mello talking. You know, he doesn't sell me there. So that's where I don't mind Trick, but he's still just an accessory you don't really need.
And I need to move. Like we need Mello to move on. We talked about it. Like Grimes won. Yeah. Maybe get your rematch and then do something else. But I don't even need him to have the rematch. Like.
So you think they did that to not make Solo look not drag Solo down a bit?
But he looked stupid for like how long? Like how long was that distraction before the finish? Like he looked stupid for that. That was the other thing this week with run-ins. People look very stupid with the amount of run-ins that they lost matches for this week across the board in all companies.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, let them have a tag match, move on, something else. But Solo's in that weird space because they know he's an Uso.
And now they just released that thing saying they don't want people using their real names or anything like it. Well, the Usos aren't a real name, but
right, or any name that they went under previously on the Indies, which is why we're getting the name changes we're getting. So, like when you bring him up, is he going to be Jeremy Uso? Like, what are you gonna call him? Jimmy J.
Uso.
Jack Uso? Like, what are you gonna call him?
Jamal.
Because they referenced the bloodline. They referenced the bloodline on NXT on Tuesday night. Yeah. Wade Barrett talked about it, and then Grimes brought it up in the match.
Mm-hmm.
Tell your bloodline to kiss my, and pointing to his ass, and you know what I mean? Like, so they referenced it.
Who's that? Remember, that's developmental. Who's that? That's what you're supposed to do.
Yes, I mean,
you getting the family recognition now. You got the Steiner down there.
But what does that mean for him?
Yeah,
does he get caught? Is he going to be up anytime soon and added into the bloodline because you're referencing it down in NXT?
Hey, you need somebody with the undisputed United States Intercontinental TV title.
Have the whole family have all of the belts.
Hey. And you got what's the other one? Who's damn it, how do I not know her name right now?
Tamina.
Naomi.
Oh, Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi with the belt.
Yeah, but she's not technically bloodline.
By marriage.
Yeah, by marriage.
Yeah, by marriage. She's an in-law.
Yeah. You can throw Tamina in for the bloodline.
You can throw, they got to be Tamina.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll it was what it was. All right, so anything else?
So when Braun go up, he gonna be called Steiner.
Does Gacy Steiner interest you? Damn it.
No.
Gacy Breaker.
I saw that promo. I went on YouTube and watched that. Wow. No, he doesn't.
Again, storytelling. Last week you leave the cliffhanger with them kidnapping his dad. This week, Braun comes out and does his normal entrance. He does a little hop skip, does the hoo, right? Walks to the ring all nonchalant and then just gets in there and say, "My dad is home and safe now." What happened? And then after that, you get Gacy on screen. We let your dad go, but he took his beating like a man.
Hey, Steiner only signed up for one day.
They could have filmed all of them in one
day. They did what they normally did this whole week. They cut the commercial and they cut back. It's all fine.
So then he takes the Hall of Fame ring and he's and Breaker gets more upset. He's more upset about him taking the Hall of Fame ring than he was about him taking his dad last year. Drops it into the fire. And then 30 minutes later, we get another Gacy promo where he pulls the ring out of the fire. It didn't melt.
Didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything.
Wasn't red, wasn't nothing.
It just got real hot. Real hot to the point where they put it on his finger and you hear the skin crackling and burning. And it's like,
you could have spray painted it or something. Give me some char or something. They do shit.
It's too new of a ring.
So now we're piping in skin crackling and burning noises. That's what we're piping in now. It was just all around. It was it took the interest that they had with the way they ended the previous week.
The one ring to cringe them all.
It fell completely off a cliff. I have no interest in this story at all now.
It took a nose down for me too.
Oh.
I'm just like, why is he coming out doing his normal entrance?
Because his dad's home.
Exactly. My dad's home and safe now.
All good. All is good in Steiner world. Until you take the ring.
So you take the ring. Yeah. What is it? Lord of the Rings. Precious. Like, what are we doing here?
Not precious.
Precious. See, that's
probably exactly how this was developed. Someone down NXT a little too much.
That's why I didn't melt, because it wasn't the fires of what's it, Montar or something.
You got any news on MLW?
MLW is doing really good. I'm behind on MLW. I need to get caught up. The last news that I saw from MLW had to do with the situation with LA Park and Park's WrestleMania weekend, with them firing them from the company. I'm not sure the backstory as to exactly what happened, but he's been on thin ice with them before and been difficult to work with. And then I believe they botched some running with Hammerstone and Fatu and went into business for themselves.
Yeah.
And Hammerstone came backstage and was livid and ready to kill LA Park. So MLW fired him.
In the punches.
Yeah. They did announce the Battle Riot for this year. And I believe that's taking place in June. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. So, Chris, we watched last year's Battle Riot. It's always entertaining to see who comes out in that 30-man
really good show. I'm behind on MLW too. I need to kind of tune in for them again.
So they're plugging along. NWA wise, Cardona and Pope had a good match for the title. I'm really digging what the Pope does right now. He's been on fire in NWA for a while. That promotion just suits him so well because of how good he is on the mic. He's cut some of the best promos out of anybody so far this year. So we had that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Impact was another solid show Thursday night. We saw Willow Nightingale come out to challenge Deanna for the champ title. They're doing big things there. Like I said, I love Impact. I've been watching them. They've been consistently a good show pretty much the entire year on a weekly basis. So if you're not in tune with Impact, head on over there and watch it. But yeah, other than that, it was kind of main promotion heavy this week with a lot of the news and action. So yeah. All right. Anything else?
Yeah. So we had on AEW this week, the ending of the show saw former NBA player Singh debut, and rumor is that for India fans out there that Tony Khan is interested in purchasing Impact's old Ring Ka King library and rights. So that was a show that Jeff Jarrett created strictly for India, and there's talk that Tony Khan's interested in resurrecting that and bringing it back.
Yeah, and he's been a student of Sanjay. Sanjay was the one that trained him. Tony was on Busted Open yesterday and talked about how he botched the debut. He admitted it, came out and said I could have done it differently. He said the lights out thing didn't work, but he listened to. He didn't throw the person's name out there, but somebody that had 30 plus years experience in the wrestling business. And nobody else came up with a different idea for the debut. So they rolled with it. And he said it was a fart in church. He admitted it. So I enjoyed it. It was refreshing to hear the accountability from the head promoter saying, hey, we missed on that one. Big swing and a miss.
It was like you only turn off the lights if you know who the person is.
Yeah.
You turn them on.
But here's the problem with AEW, and they're running into this now because of how often they use the lights as the surprise.
Too much.
Especially whenever you have talent on your roster that use that as part of their shtick. House of Black uses the lights on and off all the time. Yeah. That's part of their shtick. So you have to come up with something different that separates it.
Penta uses it in his intro.
Yeah. So I mean, the lights went out and it came on, and my immediate thought was, "Oh, we'll have Malachi Black in the ring. Okay, I'm here for this." But then you got that, and it's just like, "Oh yeah, no, this isn't it. Not it at all."
Yeah.
People immediately compared him to Great Khali. I'm not going to do that to that man. We'll see. And again, Ring of Honor championship, right? Ring of Honor title, Ring of Honor champion, Ring of Honor feud. So if you're debuting a new person that's going to be in Ring of Honor, I get it, but it still didn't work.
Yeah.
So not everything's going to be a home run. This time it wasn't even a single. It was a 3-pitch strikeout looking. So yeah,
maybe a bunt out at best.
Wow, that's even worse than striking out.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah,
but it'll be interesting to see, if Tony really is invested in doing something solely for India. Be interesting, how that goes. That's been a market that everybody's been trying to tap into.
Hey, we know here with the Dumb Marks podcast, India, besides listeners in the U.S., and they've often give our listeners a run for their money. They listen to the Dumb Marks the most. So, if he does purchase that and we get an India spinoff of the Ring of Honor or AEW or whatever the case may be, we'll gladly break it down for you over there in India. We'll support the listeners and give you the content that you want.
WWE tried it during the Thunderdome. They did the one special, and there was talk that they were going to try to. There was rumor maybe an NXT India or something like that, but of course plans had changed due to the whole pandemic. But
yeah, so all right, is that it for wrestling? I'm thirsty. We need to drink a beer.
All right, let's do it.
Chug, 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 chug.
All right, this week's Drink of the Week is brought to you by, if you hold a glass of beer to your ear, you can hear the weekend.
On Monday?
Shout out this Sip Sip Chug for that one. I saw that on Twitter, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to steal that and give it for the Drink of the Week this week. So, Donald, why don't you break down this week's Drink of the Week since it is yours?
All right, we are doing the Great Lakes Brewing Company, the Burning River, Pale Ale. It's 6% alcohol volume. And on the back of the can, it says "Greetings from Cleveland." We're all infamous river fire rekindle. Respect for our region, natural resources.
Man,
And they said it's a,
throw the shit away.
It's a citrusy and piney.
Well, I mean, whenever your river catches on fire due to sewage backing up into it, then that's what it all says about the city of Cleveland.
And I really just picked this because I like the label of the can. It's really cool.
Is it bad that I see all the bridge? I'm like, is that Pittsburgh?
Yes.
And we've done Great Lakes stuff before. We like, I mean, Great Lakes may be the only positive thing to come out of Cleveland. So
Taste
what we got here. I'm smelling hops.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this with
There's that piney.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather do a shot of Tanqueray and drink pine needles than this.
Yeah. No.
Very hoppy. Very hoppy.
Yeah.
Don't taste the citrusy. Get more of the piney.
Yes.
It's not as bad as like a full blown IPA. But yeah, this isn't one for me.
Nope.
You know that Browns QB jersey that keeps on adding lists of names?
Add this to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Donald's had this one for so long and just built it up and built it up and built it up.
My bad, guys. I Tony conned it out there, you know.
They're not all going to be hits.
Yeah.
And this one, yeah, I put that to the side. I'm not even going to finish that. I'll give it a 1.5 for the can design.
That exactly. I'll give it a 1. It seems like I'm just like basically tasting the pine tree. That's all what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of IPAs that I enjoy better than that out there. I'll go 1. I'll be with you, Steve. I'll give it a 1.5.
I'll go 2. It's bad, but it's not the worst I've had.
Well, you know it's bad when Jason's the highest rated beer drinker on the list.
I just got a wicked aftertaste on that.
Yeah.
That's the killer part, yeah.
Just move on to sports. I'm not even cheersing this week. Move on. All right. This week in sports, busy week in sports this week. Surprisingly, given the time of year it was, very busy week. We'll start with a couple local announcements. The Penguins clinched their 16th straight playoff berth. So we'll see.
Was that the beer or the Penguins?
That was the beer. That was the beer. Oh, man.
Jason's reaching for a Pop-Tart right now to get that taste out of his mouth.
Did you find them little W zebra cakes yet?
Penguins clinched 16 straight playoffs. Not sure if that's an NHL record. I don't believe so. I think the Red Wings back through the 90s and early 2000s may have had a longer streak. I can't remember. But hey, it's something as Penguins fans here in Pittsburgh, we can't take for granted because just how great, Sid, Gino, and Letang have been. We know their run is coming to an end. Man, I called it. Look at that. Really got a Pop-Tart. So yeah, hopefully this year they haven't been playing well down the stretch. They need to get some shit together. Jari may have a broken bone in his foot, which doesn't bode well for them. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get news on that today or before the weekend's over with. Again, we're coming down the home stretch. We're getting ready to go into a playoff run, and I don't know if they'll make it out of the first round again.
They're consistent the past few years. Is that the first round is their downfall, and
they are looking bad.
The team's good. There's nothing wrong with the team to a certain extent, but I don't know what it is about them that they can't get out of the first round. I don't have hopes for them this year either. I would like to see them advance farther, but
especially if Jari's not healthy.
Yeah.
If Jari's out for an extended period of time, I do
Yeah.
not have any hope in Casey coming in to be the hot goaltender in NHL playoffs that takes you on a cup run. I just don't see it happening. So, yeah, they've done a lot down the stretch here where mistakes just end up with goals in the back of the net. I know they got to win on Friday, but it's not looking like it's going to be a long extended postseason run for them, which is a shame given the hopes, a month ago with where this team was playing at.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so new ownership. If this happens again, that we get another year of first round, I see changes being made.
Well, salary cap wise, you have Letang, Malkin, and Rust. You can't keep all three. So who's the odd man out? Who goes? Mario's been on record. He wants to keep the big three together to finish their careers as Penguins. Letang is probably the one money-wise that they won't be able to afford because defensemen are getting a shit ton of money. So unless he wants to take a huge discount to finish his career here and play with Sinagino, then Rust would be the odd man out. But I don't know. It's going to be an interesting offseason here.
Rumor was previous GM Rutherford that he was talking about getting rid of Malkin at one point, and that's kind of the reason why he left. But just a rumor. So I don't know. We'll see what the new ownership does. I don't know how. For Mario being such a minority owner now, I don't know. I'm sure they're going to listen to him, but I'm sure the new owners are going to want to do their own thing too.
So we'll see how that plays out. Other local news: Pitt announced this week the backyard brawl with West Virginia was extended for 4 more years. So they'll play week 1 this year coming up, 2022. They'll play 2023, 2024, 2025. And then again, 2029, 30, 31, and 32. So over the course of the next 10 years, you'll get 8 seasons of the backyard brawl, which as a Pitt fan, I'm excited for. I don't know why you can't have Pitt and Penn, or West Virginia and Penn State on your schedule every year. And likewise for the other universities. I know West Virginia, 2 years from now, they'll play both Pitt and Penn State in back-to-back years, have them on the schedule for out-of-conference games. So we'll see. The SEC shakeup at the end of 2025 could change the outlook, and, maybe some conference realignment again will have to take place with Texas and Oklahoma moving to the SEC. But I'm just glad that we're getting, 8 years of the backyard brawl, because there's no reason why they shouldn't be playing each other, given the proximity to the universities.
Yeah,
sure.
So there was that news. I'm trying to think of anything else. Pirates, we don't need to talk about. They're trash.
Moving on.
Baseball
announced 2 Steelers.
Yeah, the USFL that kicks off
tonight.
I'm not sure. I think there's 2 games. Is there 2 games on today?
I only saw
what their schedule is.
I only saw one. Birmingham and New Jersey at 7:30.
Okay.
FCS kicking off at 1. There's 4 games today.
Yeah, the fan control football. We talked about that last week with T.O. coming out of retirement to play in there, recruiting Colin Kaepernick. Hey, listen, if you want something to do just for pure entertainment standpoint, get on Twitch, watch the Fan Control Football League. It's awesome. You can call plays. It's very interactive, very fun. It's like Arena Football 2.0. But
Jason was offensive coordinator last year.
Yeah.
So what you do is you guess a play, and if the most amount of fans match on the playbook, like you get a whole playbook, you pick a play, and whichever one that gets the max votes,
that's the play.
That's the one they run. Yeah. Now, unless if you learn it, then you'll gain points towards having more control. Like when you can call timeout, stuff like that. Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically real life Madden. So yeah, you get out there, you call the plays in that. Super entertaining last year.
Players seem to have a lot of fun doing it too.
Yeah, really enjoyed watching it last year. So I'll probably tune in to Twitch for that.
Yeah.
Chris, you brought up the XFL with the announcements this week. They had two big announcements. First one was they announced all their coaches. We saw Hines Ward and Rod Woodson, former Steelers, are going to be a coach for each team. Wade Phillips was one of the coaches. He's had NFL experience. Trying to remember the list if there was anybody else that was listed there. But, I mean, that's exciting. You get, first year back, and they already have the same amount of African-American head coaches as the NFL. So
a lot of football. Yeah, a lot of football in the spring now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also announced the XFL partnership with the NFL Alumni Academy to scout and train potential players for the XFL's 2023 season. So what this is that it's a the goal of the partnership is for the ability to expand player cycles, servicing both the NFL in the fall and the XFL in the spring. So I'm getting the vibes that the XFL is going to be unofficial minor league system.
Yes.
For the NFL.
Yeah.
We saw The Rock at the Super Bowl announce each team. People were like, "What? That's kind of odd." And then they made an announcement of their partnership to work together, and then we get this announcement this week. So, hey, I mean, look, not everybody's going to get drafted to the NFL. If it will allow players to continue to chase their dream and have a system to go into that will allow scouts and trainers and everything else to go look at these players to potentially bring them into the NFL, I'm all for that.
I wonder if practice squad players will get to play.
I don't know because
they're already on like a team. Even though it's practice squad, they're with the franchise.
Practice squad is more like the G League where you're getting, like you can get called up in the event,
but you don't get that actual active.
No, but you're still getting.
You're still with the team for the week. Yeah, you're still with the team.
Yeah,
you're just not getting that. Yeah, you're just not getting that game day play. Suit up on game day. You're just in the sweat.
Or that game day check.
Yeah. You're just getting that practice check.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how this moves forward, because that makes it a whole more interesting for people to tune in. Like, hey, if you watch XFL, you're seeing possibly the next star for the NFL.
Possibly. I wonder what their policy is on taking college kids.
That's something got to be worked out. You know how that's going to be.
Like, I'm skip high school and go straight to the NFL or skip college.
And that's gonna be really interesting because the XFL season is after the NFL season, but you have the NFL draft in April.
During the season.
So are you going to go? I think you'll have the NFL season end. You'll do your XFL season. You'll have the NFL draft. And then after that, at some point in time in the year, probably before the NFL season starts, you'll have an XFL draft where you can take those players that either weren't drafted, haven't signed with a team, and you can draft from there, from that pool of players to be on the XFL roster.
That'd be very interesting if they did a draft.
When's the cut usually for the NFL? Like,
what do you mean the roster cuts?
Yeah, it's normally whenever the league starts.
So, it's usually the week before, the Saturday before week 1 or Thursday before week 1. You got to have your roster down to 53 men, and then you can have your practice players signed after that. So probably, say after week 1, But the thing is, if you, and we saw this last year with the COVID, with so many people being in and out, like in injuries alone, like say you take the Ravens or the Titans, for example, with the litany of injuries they had last year, even the Steelers. Like if you have somebody that's drafted to the XFL, are you able to sign them to play in the NFL before the XFL season?
Mm-hmm.
Because people get hurt and you need people signed.
You
know, like So I think we'll learn more about this partnership and what exactly it's going to mean moving forward. It's going to be very interesting to see, like we said, if there's a draft, when is the draft? Are they allowed to go play for an NFL team while they're signed to the XFL? How all that's going to work. But I think these partnerships lend to the XFL having a more stable foundation to succeed as a alternate league to the NFL compared to what we've seen with the XFL in the past and the USFL, which is getting ready to kick off today. But we'll see. Last week we talked about the USFL and the technology changes that they've implemented with the first down markers. In addition to that, some other things that they're going to be doing. They're going to have some different rule changes that haven't been seen before. They didn't announce what those were, so you'll have to tune in to see. But we'll get 16 players mic'd up every game, 2 sky cams and drones, and then 2 players with helmet cams every game. So you'll get that first player, player one experience of actually being in the game. So, I'm assuming, if you have a wide receiver with a helmet cam on and, runs a fade pattern in the end zone and catches it on the sidelines for a touchdown, like I'm assuming the replay will be from that perspective to get you immersed. Maybe they line up and run the play strictly with that shot. I don't know how that will work, though, because if it's, a wide receiver or a tight end and they don't get the ball, like, you're just going to watch them running the route. You're not going to know where the ball is. But it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how this drone camera turns out for it. To see the angles that they get, the picture quality,
And we know the NFL steals ideas, right?
Yeah.
Like the Skycam from the original XFL came over to the NFL real quick.
Yes, it did. It'd be next year.
So if this first down technology works and it's great, and transfers over well, and there's not issues with it, then when will the NFL implement it? The XFL, the instant replay, you saw the guy sitting there with the Xbox controller, working it, running through the play. You heard him talking on his headset about this is what he sees, and then it was immediately sent down to the referee, and he made the call on the field, and we moved on. Way quicker process, way more transparency. When does that transfer over to the NFL?
So basically, like we were talking before too, with this partnership, the NFL's basically said that whatever XFL implements, that's testing it to see if it would work for the NFL.
Didn't they take the from XFL?
I hope they kick off I hope they stick with the kickoffs from the XFL, which how they had it set up last time they did the league. So I know the NFL took different precautions this year to change kickoffs for more player safety. And that, so we'll see those changes whenever the NFL comes back around in the fall. With as far as where you can line up, how many yards you can be from people, so on and so forth. So they're basically getting to the point where they're gonna eliminate the kickoff from the game.
Yep.
So
why not 25?
Yeah, why not do it how the XFL did it?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. And then last thing, baseball news wise, there was some history made this week. Alyssa Knockin, I'm probably pronouncing her last name wrong, so I do apologize for that. But she became the first woman to coach on the field in a Major League Baseball game. She took over as the first base coach for the San Francisco Giants after their first base coach got tossed, which there's a story in and of itself behind how he got tossed and why he got tossed, which is completely crazy and a time for a different show, different pod. But kudos to her. Shout out to her. The uniform and cleats she wore and all that got immediately shipped to Cooperstown, so it'll be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
It's cool
for her. So kudos to her. Shout out for her. Again, another step forward for women in sports. But that's all I have for sports this week. Anybody got anything else?
I'm good.
Good.
Well, time for one go.
Yes, sir.
All right. Last week we had Yinzer Day. No surprise, most of the people gave Iron City the go, but the top two are Iron City and the Smiley Cookie. So a lot of hate on the Smiley Cookie.
There was a lot of hate on you for coming up with that trash ass list.
All the hate came from you, sir. Shut up.
No.
I had some messages was like, what the hell's going on with this list? and I had 3 people said this whole list could go.
Yeah, there was a few of that. Said all the items can go. Not the list. I got all the items can go.
So again, your list, your hate, we directed it towards you, but we did catch the shrapnel from being associated with you for coming up with this list, and I don't appreciate catching that shrapnel.
Okay, Mustafa Killer. All right, Don, go ahead with your list.
I was just eating breakfast the one day, and I was like, "Hey, this will be a good one. Got to go." I know different people eat different stuff during breakfast, so I'm just gonna lay it out like this. These are the 4 main ones. You pick which one.
He just said I was eating breakfast one day, and here's my list.
it's like
just outside say the weather, the season.
Maybe we need to change up how this game is played and what's done with it. Maybe it's ran its course. I don't know. We can talk about that offline because the lack of accountability and attention and time and effort put into these lists.
This is food. This is food. Everybody loves food.
What kind of sausage are you talking? We talking sausage patties or links?
Any form. This is just the basics. This is whatever you want.
That, but you could argue you gave like one true breakfast food and then you gave sides. Like we're arguing sides here. Bacon's a side.
Bacon is not a side.
Bacon's not a side.
Bacon's the main course. How dare you?
So wait, time out.
I'll eat a plate of bacon before I eat any of this shit.
See?
I associate bacon with breakfast, like main course, like that's that.
I was gonna say, you make a BLT sandwich. What's the main thing?
Nobody says, "Hey, I'm making bacon. Do you want pancakes with that, or do you want a waffle with that?" No, they say, "I'm making pancakes. Do you want bacon or sausage with it?"
What's the first thing you sampling while breakfast is being cooked? The bacon.
No, because when I cook breakfast, everything's done at the same time, so it's all hot. It's all hot, ready to go. Put it on the plate, everything got the steam coming off of it.
Breakfast done.
That's how I get down. You can't have just the bacon sitting there. Then you eating cold bacon. Who wants cold bacon?
The food gets made. What wakes you up? The bacon. What does the house smell like? The bacon.
Well, you're not eating the pancakes that I'm making because the cinnamon vanilla pancakes, boy, that aroma lights up the house too.
I'm kicking sausages off the list. Links are okay. Sausage patties are the worst breakfast meat there is.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I'm complete opposite of you.
You got to smother those bad boys in syrup just to get any kind of buzz. Sausage got to go. Wow. Yeah.
Killing Steve.
Breakfast glizzy got to go.
Wrong pipe.
All right. Jason, I agree with you. For me, sausage got to go. For me, I enjoy like more like Italian style sausage, like on pizza or hoagies, more than I enjoy breakfast sausage. So sausage can go.
What kind of eggs are we doing here? We're doing scrambled. We're doing sunny side up. We're doing fried. We're doing over easy.
Whatever eggs you
what are we
eat.
doing here?
I eat them all.
Except
for them dippy eggs. That shit can go. But
you take the toast and come on now.
Come on.
That's a Pittsburgh staple. The dippy egg.
The dippy egg. You're not a breakfast aficionado unless you
it's
dip
a white
the toast.
Pittsburgh staple. Sorry.
Well, you with all that swine over there, I don't know if you're actually having your card revoked for those privileges. With all that, all that bacon you eat. Out of this list, I'll go with eggs.
You're terrible.
I'll go with eggs because if I'm having pancakes, then I'm eating bacon and or sausage with it.
You don't have bacon and eggs?
I said it. You didn't let me finish. I said if I'm eating pancakes, I'll eat bacon or sausage. If I'm having eggs, I'll eat bacon or sausage. I'm not eating pancakes and eggs together.
You don't eat the big breakfast from McDonald's?
No.
The breakfast smile.
What'd you get?
Last time I had a breakfast smile, I was like 17.
He doesn't eat the smiley cookies. There you go. That's your guy.
I do eat the smiley cookies. But no, because you didn't specify the eggs, what type of eggs, I'll take eggs off the list.
It's supposed to be basic. My gosh, it's just eggs. It's just eggs. It's scrambled. It's poached. It's something. It's eggs. God damn, it's eggs. It's just eggs.
What are you talking about here?
It's sausage. It's links. It's patties. It's sausage. That's it.
Are those Belgian pancakes?
Pancakes. It's fluffy. It's thin. It's pancakes. Gosh, that's eggs.
The sausage patty tastes different than the sausage link.
That is it. It's sausage. God,
Are they double stack pancakes?
Man, that is it.
Are we doing regular bacon or turkey bacon?
It's supposed to be bacon.
What are we doing here?
That's it. If you eat turkey bacon, you need to get the hell out of here because that's not bacon. Turkey bacon is not bacon. And on this list, and then on this list, pancakes got to go. Because I hate pancakes. I hate waffles. Everything else given to me.
You don't like them? You hate French toast too?
Yes, I do. I don't like French toast.
You hate bread. What?
I was supposed to say you hate carbs.
I don't like French toast. I don't like the with the sugar and all that stuff together. No. Never liked it. Had it one time as a kid. Never had it again.
Comedy, sugar. This man doesn't like nothing fun.
Nothing fun.
He likes Sour Patch with one sugar.
I like my burnt bacon with horror movies.
And black coffee. Give me that.
I don't drink coffee. I drink tea.
Worse.
That's it. Good. Okay, so my next one gonna be complex as hell. Algebraic question. Get that right.
Spell algebraic.
Very, very specific.
Algebraic.
Yeah, spell it.
Algebraic. Fuck this game. Like always.
With that being said, let's go into final thoughts.
Once again, for those of you still joining us, thanks for tuning into episode 82. Before we wrap up this episode, a reminder that our audio-only edition of the show is available on demand on all your favorite podcast platforms. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow and subscribe to our new Twitch channel, twitch.tv/dumbmarkspod. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at dumbmarkspod. And support the show by telling a friend about us and purchasing our official merch at prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod. For all these links and more, visit dumbmarkspod.com. Anything else in final thoughts?
Times like this, I'm glad I live alone. I want everybody sticking around your house.
Why nobody here?
Are they arguing about breakfast? Yes.
Yeah, after the show, I'm gonna go upstairs and make a plate of turkey bacon, pancakes, French toast. Couldn't get hash browns or home fries, no love on the list. Like,
Those are sides.
Yeah. Those are
We had
absolutely
sausage and bacon. It's the same thing.
That was the meat aside. My final thought.
That's what she said. All right. For the week, wrap this show up. Baseball celebrated Jackie Robinson Day. So I got a quote from Jackie Robinson to touch on this week. He said once, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. With that being said, don't let Donald's life impact your breakfast life. Okay, don't let it happen." And for that, I'm a Mark. You're a Mark. Telemark. Until next time, y'all can catch us around the way.